come on board and you proceed to win 5 races that year. Well, 4 races plus Sonoma. Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay, all right. In all seriousness,
no asterisk by the for the record.
How huge was that for you personally? Because you'd been plugging along, throughout the 1980s, winning a race or two here and there, but this was like you'd been shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Well, one, Davey was right. If we could just get that thing pointed coming off the corner, I knew who was going to win the drag race down each straightaway, and it was going to be that Robert and Doug Yates horsepower under the hood. But it was kind of weird. We went to Darlington, and we finished second to Ricky Rudd, first race out, ironically, to Ricky Rudd.
Yeah.
And we were top 5 and top 10 in every week. I think we finished top 5 at Wilkesboro, top 10 at Bristol, or top 5. But just couldn't win that race. And I was actually getting a little bit frustrated. I mean, I never thought I would be disappointed in week after week finishing in the top 5 and top 10, but I was actually getting a little bit frustrated. And we go to the 2 weeks of Charlotte. And the All-Star race, of course, was the first one, and just wore them out. I think we sat on the pole, and I think we maybe led every lap. I think that was before the invert deal.
I think they changed the rules after that.
I think they did for the next year.
Yeah.
For 92, one hot night. So that gave me a lot of confidence, but it's like this is not a points race. This is a special event. And we went back out there the next week and just annihilated him in the 600. I spent most of the day trying to slow him down. And there's a funny little sidebar story to that 600. Davey already had kind of learned what buttons he could push with me and get my goat.
Yeah.
And we were late in the race. And, back then, Rick, 600 miles, 400 laps at Charlotte was tough.
Yeah, it was.
Hard
Still
on
is.
equipment.
Yeah.
You knew you were on borrowed time. You were running 100 more miles at a very tough racetrack, 100 more miles than we did anywhere else. And you knew it was the equipment, you were asking a lot out of it, where it was the car, the transmission, the gear, the engine. You were asking a lot out of the equipment on that race car. And we probably had a good half a lap lead with not many laps to go. And ironically, Earnhardt was running second in the 3 car. And Davey hadn't said nothing on the radio in a while. And we didn't have to make any more pit stops unless the caution came out. And all I would do is give him 30 to go, 25 to go, interval back to second. And again, spent time trying to slow him down a little bit. You got a half a lap lead, you got a 15-second lead. But the only way you'd slow down Davey Allison down is if you did something to the car to slow him down. He wasn't going to do it on his own.
Yeah.
So anyhow, with about 15, less than 20 laps to go, he finally came on radio and said, "Larry Mack, you'll never believe what's happening." And my heart just got lodged up in my throat. I went, "Oh, you got to be kidding me. Here it is. The engine's
Here we
laying
go
down.
again. Yeah.
Wheel bearing's going out. Something's happening." And I said, "What is it? What is it?" He said, "Every time I come off turn 2 and look to the infield, there's an Earnhardt fan hanging through the fence flipping me off with both hands." I said, "Davey, I'm so glad you shared that with me. I'm not sure I would have made it through the day." But what an overwhelming 8 days for me. We won the All-Star race on Sunday. Linda was in the hospital pregnant with Brandon, our second child.
Okay.
And that week I was playing shuffle game with Brooke, our 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Carolyn Yates was helping. We didn't have no family here. Carolyn Yates, Robert's wife, was helping me with Brooke. And I'm going between the hospital and the shop, and I'm on the phone from the hospital talking to the shop, but trying to make it all work. So we won the All-Star race on Sunday. Brandon was born on Tuesday afternoon, and he was premature. And they felt like he was probably going to have to stay in the hospital a good 3 or 4 weeks because he was under 5 pounds.
Was he really?
He was 4 weeks premature.
Yeah.
So he's born on Tuesday. I'm still going back and forth between the racetrack now and the hospital, still making sure Brooke's okay. Well, again, back to the no cell phone era. I was walking to pit road right before the race on Sunday for the 600, and Terry Reno, a really close friend of ours, good friend of Linda's, but both of ours, came and grabbed me on pit road. She said, Larry, right before I left the house, I talked to Linda, and they're going to release her and Brandon tonight. So, all-star race win on Sunday. Brandon's born on Tuesday. We win the 600. I make sure the car gets through all the inspection process, drive to the hospital, pick Linda and Brandon up, and take them home. Most overwhelming 8 days I could have ever imagined having.
Holy cow, man.